Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of our English Flyff series. And right now I'm going to be hitting level 99 on my Blade on Rhisis. And the reason why I am able to do that is because there is, and yes, you can't believe it, but it's the truth. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Oof, I survived. Oh boy, that was really close. And the reason why I'm able to do that is, firstly, we finally got the, I think I mentioned that in the last video, we finally got the reward from the national holiday in the Philippines from the 9th of April. So 2 weeks ago there was, on the 9th of April, this free time XP and drop event, and when you're logged in on that day for at least 1 hour on your character, you get these 2 mercenary boxes, the 2 magician boxes, which I told you about in the last episode, and also 2 R amplification scrolls 1 day, soulbound of course, but the mercenary and magician boxes are actually not soulbound, which is pretty nice because you can store them in your bank and you can also trade them with other characters, which is pretty nice. But yeah, we finally got those rewards. It took them almost 2 weeks, so that's a little bit weird because it's not like something huge, it's just a automatic reward for everyone who logged in on that day, so I don't know why that took them so long. But still, I'm glad they finally arrived a few days prior to this video. And also, this weekend, as I already mentioned, there's another 3 times XP and drop event. And at this point you're probably wondering what the hell is going on. I mean, there's like a 3 times drop and XP event like every other week. And I'm actually not sure. I really don't. I mean, one event is probably because there was this malfunction when you were logging into your accounts and there were missing characters and stuff like that. And also in the last video, which I already mentioned a few times, I told you about this error in which you couldn't really play the game because it was just shutting down all the time. So there was the compensation for that. But still, there are so many XP and drop events, and not all of them are like compensations for errors occurring and stuff like that. They just do it normally sometimes. So yeah, it's really crazy. But I mean, it comes in handy if you only play like once or twice a week, or even just at the weekend, because you can really use those events and try to benefit from them a lot more than if you would play usually without them, obviously, because you get 3 times the XP and 3 times the drops, so obviously you benefit from them a lot. And that's what I did this weekend. So as you can already see, I activated those R amplification scrolls today. Well, yesterday actually, because it's already 6 hours since I activated them. But yeah, I activated them and just wanted to gain more XP, more levels, because the desert is still pretty hard, and it was really difficult for me to level here, even with the grid eel, which I already have active, because otherwise they just one-shot me when they are in their rage phase and do their high crits, then they just one-shotted me. So I needed to buy the grid eels, but still, even using the grid eels was really difficult to actually level here. My ringmaster is dying once or twice an hour, and my blade also dies like 1 time every 2 hours, still now with 10.8k HP, which is pretty much at level 99 without really any equipment besides 2 weapons and a Pangrill set +3, so I don't really have any equipment. So it's actually quite a lot of HP I got with the grid eel, but still it was pretty hard to level here. Now it's getting a little bit easier because I'm reaching the level which fits the area, so I'm almost at the level which the highest monsters are at. So the highest pop cranks are 104 and I'm 99 right now, so they aren't that big danger anymore that they have been when I was like 93, 95, 94, 95 and stuff like that. But yeah, Anyways, so I used the XP event 99 right now. I'm probably going to play tomorrow again, probably hitting 100. I mean, I already have 6% and 17 hours left on those amplification scrolls, so I'm probably hitting 100 at least with them. And that should be enough, I guess. I mean, I would try to hit, to gain more experience, of course. But I don't have that much time to like play all day, so I'm not going to do that much more. Also, those are just 2 amplification scrolls, so because of 3 times XP, yes, I am getting a lot of XP, but it's not like, oh, you play 1 hour and get 5 levels. No, it's still a little bit of a grind, because also my kill time is good, but it's not the best, and monsters are not that much above me, they don't give that much XP. Premium areas are still very expensive, they aren't really worth going to because I really need equipment, so I can't afford to buy them. And yeah, and the 4-second tower is still a little bit too high for me. So I don't really have that much of a choice to go anywhere else than here. And yeah, so it's a little bit difficult to get to a level where I could go to the 4-second tower in Flyff Rhisis. So yeah, I'm just going to stick in the desert probably, but getting 1 or even 2 levels more would just make my kill time a lot better, and obviously I would benefit from that a lot. And yeah, when it comes to money, I'm at 1.3 B or 13 Perrin almost. I mean, I am missing 8 million Penya, but I think I should get that. Also, I have like 10 event items which are worth a few million each. So yeah, we're at 1.3 B right now, and I'm trying to, as well as getting the XP, getting more money, so I might get into the range of buying a Cloak of Courage. But the problem is actually, which I think I like toted, I said it like 2 weeks ago, or 2 months ago rather, that if you hesitate too much or if it takes too long for you to get the money for the Cloak of Courage, you're probably going to regret it, because there will be less on the market, less for sale, and they are probably going to rise in price by a few months in the future. And exactly that happened right now, because there's almost nobody anymore selling COCs. Like 1 or 2 months ago, there was like everyone in the shout chat selling COC 1.6b, selling COC 1.8, selling COC, say me, mail me, whatever. And now you don't see any of that anymore. And you also don't see them in any shops or in the vendor anymore, so they're just like vanished. And you have to, yeah, try to get some people which are still selling them, but maybe not making that much of that much advertisements in game. But yeah, it's still hard to find them, and I'm pretty sure I have to pay a lot more than I wished to pay. And yeah, I'm not really sure what I'm going to pay for that or what it's worth to me. But I don't think I should pay more than 20 Perrin, because at the end of the day, it is the best cloak right now, and it has a really good like damage per Penya ratio, I guess, because it gives 30% attack and also the stat bonus, which is pretty good. But then again, if you pay like 25 or 30 Perrin, then you can actually buy a really good armor set, plus 10 even, with 28% attack. You could also buy 2 demolition earrings plus 18, or maybe even try to get like some garnet jewelry for maybe 30 Perrin clean, if you can find something like that. I'm not really sure about those prices, but I just wanted to yeah, like highlight that for 30 Perrin you can actually get quite a lot on the server, so I'm not really willing to overpay that much when the cloak was 1.6 at the beginning of the month, so I'm not really trying to overpay that much. So I'm just looking for it, trying to get as much money as I can from this event, because I'm pretty sure this is the last chance to get it at a fair price, or at a kind of fair price. And if I'm not getting it now, then it probably will rise in price even more, and I don't think I will get it then, because it's either too expensive and also just too hard to find, and yeah, I'm just not willing to overpay that much for something that I could have gotten for much cheaper if I just was a little bit quicker. And then for the last update, I have 2 new items bought, which is the reason why I'm not at 1.5B, because I could be there, but I'm not. And the reason for that is, you probably saw it in the thumbnail already, I have 1 new weapon, the Nautilus, or the Axe of Hernes, as we call it in German, which is not German, as you already know. But yeah, the Nautilus Axe, which is a small upgrade from my previous Lusaka's Axe. It gives 4% crit damage and crit rate more, and it also has a little bit more of attack. I think it's like 126 or something like that base attack that it gives me more. So it's a little upgrade, crit rate, damage, base damage, and crit damage. So pretty good overall. It cost me 20 million penya, and even the awakening is positive. It has intelligence -7, but it has also stamina +1 and HP +200, so it actually helps me to stay alive in the desert even better than before. And yeah, it was pretty cheap, so normally I wouldn't really recommend you buying like every new axe you could afford. So like for level 75, level 80, level 95, level 110, I wouldn't really recommend that, because it's pretty much a waste of money, because every axe is just a little bit better than the previous one. So upgrading like from Lusaka to Lusaka Crystal and then to Ancient is more than enough in terms of upgrading your damage. But on the Rhisis server, things are just so cheap that, I mean, 20 million is really not that much. And in this case, my damage sucks, and I really have to buy, if I can, every single upgrade that's possible, that's available. And if it's cost me that small amount of money, I think it's really worth it. Normally I wouldn't do it though, because on our servers it's like 600 million or like 1.5 beef or something like that, and it's just a waste of money. But in this case it's so cheap it doesn't really matter. And the other thing I bought is really senseless. It was just like in the rush of the moment, pretty much. And you probably saw it, as I said in the thumbnail. It is the Magic Carpet, which is a flying mount, which on the US server I think it's more common to see, or more common to like know that it exists even. But on the German server, I think I saw it twice in all my years of playing Flyff, and I mean, I'm not really someone who plays casually, so I played a lot of Flyff in the last 10 years. And I actually just saw it like twice in-game, and now I have it on the Playpark server, and it's really nice. It's a really old school item. I really like the fact that it's just the flying carpet from like Aladdin or something. I mean, it doesn't really look like that, but you can imagine it looks a little bit like that, and I've just like the feeling. I just like well, not a feeling, I mean, I'm not like that hard of a nerd that I'm feeling the wind when I'm flying around in a video game. But I guess you know what I mean. I mean, it just looks really nice, and I think it's just funny. And it cost me 1 parent. As I said, it was a rush of a moment. Now when I think about it, 1 parent was actually a little bit much. I could have maybe talked to him about a price and maybe get a little bit of a discount. But then again, it's like in the middle of the night when I play most of the time, so getting an answer probably takes like half a day in the worst case, or at least until I read it, it's like half a day. And yeah, so I just bought it, and a little bit of a regret, but then again, it's really old school casual item. I looked in the vendor, and I also looked in the cash shop. It's not available in the vendor, and there's also no cash shop function or no option to buy it in the cash shop, so it's probably a like weekend sale or something like that, some of that kind. So it's at least a little bit rare, and maybe I can even sell it for a higher price, because I don't really need to keep it, because I now had it. I can say I owned it once. It's pretty much enough for me, so if anyone wants to buy it for a higher price, I'm probably going to sell it, but if not, then I'm probably just going to keep it. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. So I'm probably giving you another update because, oh, actually I forgot something. They extended the XP event until Monday. Normally they end on Sunday afternoon, for German time at least. And this event in particular will, because of an extraordinary maintenance, will end actually on Monday afternoon. So I have like one more day to collect, farm, and gain stuff. And yeah, so I'm probably going to give you another update when those 2 days are over. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like, comment if you want me to talk about any topic that you're interested in, about Flyff obviously. I can do that. And if you didn't subscribe yet, do that as well. And see you guys next time. Bye bye.